Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to the collective energy forecast for Leo season. I have two decks that I'll be working with today, the Dreamgate Oracle and the Morgan Greer Tarot. The Morgan Greer is from the 70s. It has very bold primary colors and mustaches. And the Dreamgate is the new Danielle Noel portal deck. So there is a lot of energy moving through the collective right now. And I trust that if you are tuning in, you are already feeling it or you will be feeling it. One thing is for sure, the energy waves, the cycles that do hit the collective don't impact everyone at the same time or to the same degree. They really do roll in waves, and I'm going to do my best to support you during this time. Anytime anyone does an energy forecast, there's always big energy. It's always intense. And there's just no denying that. And that's one reason why I think it can be challenging to share in this format or in any format, because the energy is getting bigger and bigger. It's getting bolder and bolder. I can't say it's going to be easier necessarily, although as more people wake up and experience, to varying degrees, greater degrees of enlightenment and realization, there are a lot more opportunities to build community, to build coalition with, with other human beings who are here on Earth at this time. So the cards that were most prevalent in the rising sign forecasts were the Fool and the Tower. So for me, the Tower is a very special card as a disruptor of the status quo, as someone who is here to, tear the systems of oppression down. It is refreshing and relieving to see that card, because then I know I'm not crazy. The Fool, on the other hand, is equally unpredictable. The Fool card is associated with Uranus and revolution and unpredictability. It's about taking a leap of faith when you don't know the outcome. So we know we're here now. We know we want to progress into the future. We know we want a better life for us, for our children, for future generations, objectively, right? We may have varying opinions and various, values, but we all want to have a good quality of life and an enriching experience for the most part, I think I can say. So the interesting thing about this time of year, coming from Cancer season, we had the blue moons in Capricorn, one at the first day of Cancer season, another full moon at the end of Cancer season, 0 and 29 degrees. So two full moons in the same sign. If you are interested in that, you can absolutely still tune into that video. It can be fun to watch forecasts after they pass as well too, to see how accurate it was. But the interesting thing about Cancer season moving into Leo, and we are starting Leo season on July 22nd, we are starting with another full moon. Will be the 21st, last day of Cancer season. We have that full moon in Capricorn. So there's this very interesting bridge or portal from the lunar energy that rules Cancer, the mystery and the unknown and the void, through to the solar energy of Leo and like what's conscious and what everyone is aware of. So there is a lot that is coming into the awareness of the collective. Things that were, previously suspected or previously unknown to mass amounts of people will be known to mass amounts of people. So while it's not like getting easier as the energy gets more and more intense, like more people will be coming on board with like the understanding of what's actually going on and um the world that we live in and the systems that we live within and the relationships we have and how everything is all connected. It's not just people who are all connected. Everything is connected, right? Um, so the opportunity now is to not just make connections of like the unknown and the known and like things coming to light, but there's a big opportunity to build relationships, and build community. We might not have, like everything in common with someone, but we're gonna have to like really get over the small differences and like identity politics and stuff like that. The infighting needs to stop. We don't have time for it and we don't have the energy for it. As people are waking up, we're also becoming like more attuned to energy or more like sensitive. So it's like the pain hurts even more. Like we really don't have time for the little things. It's time to, yeah, to let things go that aren't working. If you have someone in your life who you need to let go, or yeah, someone who you want to forgive, or like forgiving yourself, now is a time to consider doing that. We don't have time or energy to carry forward our regret. This next era will require an effort to be optimistic. So I am like worried about certain things I see coming like astrologically in 2025, but I still have a lot of hope because I do see how people are waking up. Um, and we can't afford not to have hope, right? Like I'm not just going to like give up just because things could go a certain way. Like I do trust that people will continue to connect the dots and connect with each other. And there is this potential for for a revolution in more ways than one. So if we're willing to have the courage to be our authentic self while at the same time embodying like the highest frequencies of that authentic self, that's going to be like the way we're most supported by the universal energies and the most like easeful, most harmonious way that we're able to to move forward. So the cards definitely talk about endings, um things that need to be let go that we don't want to let go of because we don't know what the future holds, but we get to create it. And that is exciting that there's that unlimited potential of what the new ways of being are going to look like and what life on Earth will be like in Leo season, but into the future as well. I will do a separate forecast at some point for 2025 and like Saturn and Jupiter and Uranus and Neptune and Pluto all changing signs, from earth and water signs into fire and air signs and what that might look like. But yeah, these are really, really long cycles and we're starting to feel as these planets are at the very end of their earth and water signs, these anaretic degrees, we can already feel the change coming. So forgive yourself, forgive people in your life that you know that you should forgive. This isn't about like being friends with everyone, but it is about, you know, getting along as best we can because we don't have time or energy to yeah, to sweat the small stuff anymore. It's time to let all that go. Um, again, gathering your friends, gathering your comrades, gathering your resources, um, getting getting organized. It's not going to get easier. Um, we will continue to survive. Hopefully we can thrive, but it's time to prepare. So the preparation you do now, you will be thanked by your future self. So there have been times in the past when, you know, we thought it wasn't going to get any worse or whatever. And depending on people's like action or inaction or both, I can't necessarily say that like it didn't get worse. So it really, yeah, it really depends. We're at like a point right now where we're on the precipice of making some really impactful, really important changes. And I do have hope, and people are seeing what's really going on, and people are building connections and building community, but we just, yeah, we can't really be like dilly daddling or like, yeah, sweating the small stuff. We have to be willing to, yeah, to build coalitions with our friends, our families, our neighbors, our colleagues, our peers, um, you know, anyone that we have something in common with, basically. The Oracle is funny because like it's not going to be as balanced as a tarot. And I mean, I've been getting super into Oracle cards lately. So this one's called The Secret Garden. Um, the back is exposed. I mean, similar to the Ten of Swords, I guess, in a way. But this is about your dreams, nurturing your dreams, and planting new seeds. So it definitely reminds me of like after the tower has fallen, and it reminds me very much of the Fool card. So trusting your intuition, taking that leap of faith, being open to all of our most amazing, wildest dreams coming true, but then also being willing to embrace change, embrace releasing what doesn't serve us, and accepting that we are awakening, but that if we don't like do anything about it, that like it's not going to get done. So we do get to like create the next iteration of our lives. Like so many cycles are ending, so we get to decide what the new cycles will provide us with, what they're going to support us with. But stepping into that highest frequency of our authenticity, not just being authentic, but really being optimistic while being authentic. Like it's going to take both. I mean, yeah, if you're like feeling depressed, then you would think like, oh, well, I'm going to be depressed because that is what is authentic for me. These are the feelings that I'm feeling. But that's not enough. We need to try to move through it. Like it does take effort and practice to be optimistic in the realm of authenticity. So those are very much like the words of encouragement because of the intensity and the things that don't serve us being like yanked away and like totally crumbling. It is, you know, painful, it's shocking, and it can be easy to lose hope. Um, it's also the time to like really embrace healing and, you know, processing and then releasing grief that hasn't been dealt with. Again, we don't have time or energy to bring that with us into the future. So now is the time to really let the small stuff go. Um, strengthen your friendships, strengthen your relationships. That's going to be community is going to be what sees us through. And previously, we weren't in community with certain people because we didn't have certain things in common or whatever, but that's not going to matter anymore. If you are a person living on Earth now, here at this time in 2024, and you desire a quality of life for yourself and future generations, it is time to to organize with other people in your community on how you're going to support each other, how you're going to support yourself. And the baggage is just we've carried it long enough. It's really time to let it go. So the Tower and the Fool together is exciting because we're seeing endings, painful, abrupt endings, but also like new beginnings and enlightenment. And the Tower does mean awakening too. It's not just like painful endings. It is an awakening. It's like a message from the divine, the lightning hitting the Tower of God, right? Um, so it does go with the Fool. Like there will be a new beginning, and like thinking about trusting our instincts, trusting our intuition, leading from the heart, leading with love. We're going to keep going, but to secure and maintain that high quality of life that we all desire means organizing and effort in the realm of optimism, in the greater realm of authenticity. So optimistically authentic might be the words that I'll leave you with. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, definitely courage to embody the highest frequency of authenticity. That's, to me, that says it all. That's all we need. If everyone who watches this um, has the courage to embody their authenticity at the highest frequency and to lead from the heart and lead from love and connect in with the people around you, um, that's everything. That's all we need to do to build the new systems that are going to care for us and care for future generations and support us and support future generations, right? But an exciting time to be alive, to get to decide how we are going to move into the future. So something that I don't know if this is necessarily where I plan to take things or where I want to like, end off on this forecast is yeah, because I definitely want to do a whole other update on those outer planets all switching signs, right? But there's a big thing with Neptune and Pisces, and this has been like, over a decade. Um, It's the age of social media, so that's coming to an end. We're no longer going to feel called to like share everything about ourselves online, which is like so stoked for that. But there's also like this nostalgia piece too. So there is a reason why, every show and every movie is just like a remake of something from the past. It's like they don't want us to imagine the future, right? It's like taking away that power from us. There's like this, well, we'll just go back to how it was like in the 90s or whatever, or the 60s or the 30s. Like it wasn't that great, okay? There were always issues, and they're now coming to the surface for a lot of people to see. A lot of people are waking up to that. So I don't think like nostalgia is bad in the sense that like, I mean, I grew up in the 90s. There's a lot of things that I love about it, but there's like a lot of sinister experiences as well too. So don't buy into that we have to go back to the past. Okay? That's not That's not where we're going. We're not going to the past. We're going to the future. And see if you can like spot how the intention is to be stuck in the past, right? To think about like a bygone era and how amazing that was, and like how we are encouraged um, to look back rather than look forward. Like, don't look forward. Don't imagine a new way of doing things, a better way of doing things. So, yeah, there's a lot, a lot to unpack with that. Um, I could talk for hours about this, but I think I'm going to leave it there because I am going to do, some more videos about the astrology of 2025 and beyond. Um, but yeah, for Leo, this is like the unconscious becoming conscious and that bridge and people awakening and looking for others who are already that beacon of hope and light and leading from their heart, right? Because that, if you can embody that, that's going to encourage other people to find your light, and then we'll be on the path together and we'll all be moving forward together, with similar goals in mind for quality of life rather than all the division with people that we don't even like. It's not even that we don't have like a lot in common. Like we definitely do have a lot in common, but it's like those little things that are dividing us at this point. So having the courage, have the courage, if this resonates. If this resonates, have the courage to embody your authenticity at the highest frequency available to you.